Welcome to this hour of Rise from Ashes to Amazing. How many of you are so excited to be a part of this incredible Dream Builder Summit? I know I am. I wish I could see the raise of your hands, but since that's not possible, if you could just put some fun thing in the chat, that would be so exciting for me to know that you're here, to know that you're as excited as I am, and know that we are going to get some great things done today. Let me ask you this. If you're not excited to be here, why? I can tell you that I'm excited to be here because 6 years ago, today would never have been an option. It was a super hot summer day, about 103 degrees outside. And that's pretty hot for where I live. And I remember walking outside and I climbed into my car and I rolled up all the windows. I made sure that the car was off and I laid back in the driver's seat and I waited. Everything that I had ever seen, everything that I had ever heard, everything that I'd ever watched said, in a hot car, it only takes 20 minutes. So 2.5 hours later, I woke up in a scalding hot car. I was sweaty, I was groggy, I was angry, I was confused, and nothing made sense. Why? Because I had just tried to kill myself. Now, leading up to that moment where I locked myself in a hot car, I had been a victim of physical, verbal, and sexual abuse, just to name a few of the challenges that I faced in my life. However, this particular series of events left me feeling empty and worthless and unfulfilled. I became the world's greatest storyteller. Some people called it lying, but for me, it was called surviving. I was telling stories to cover up the world I lived in so no one would know how messed up my world actually was. So it's not a good path to be on because it led me down a path of broken, empty, painful, and shameful relationships and a ton of sleepless nights. I spent my life not even knowing if I had a purpose, with my eyes open, groggy, sweaty, confused, and angry. In that moment, I had to make a choice. I could either lay back and wait to die, or I could open up the door, get out of the car, and learn to live. Have any of you ever been at that point where you just thought, just make it all stop, make it all go away. Let's just finish this. Yeah, I know I'm not alone. That's why they have a national suicide prevention hotline. But let me tell you, the best part about let's finish this, it's not about ending it. It's about continuing on. And as you can see, that's what I chose to do. I chose to get out of the car and continue on. My little brother got me out of my car and into his car. And he took me to the hospital. And I spent 24 hours, the longest 24 hours of my life, in my own personal holding cell. And I realized after I opened my eyes the next day that I did have a purpose. I had a purpose, even though I didn't know exactly what that purpose was. I knew it was greater than anything I had ever known before. But it was going to take some time to figure it out. And I knew that first and foremost, I was going to have to face my fears. Has anyone here ever had to face their fears? What? No. You've never had fear? Lucky you. But for those of us who have, first I had to face them. And believe me, I had a list of them. Second, I knew that I was going to need to overcome the challenges that the world had brought for me. Let me say that again. I knew I needed to overcome the challenges that the world had brought for me. The challenges weren't done to me. They were done for me. I know we've heard that concept before, but I realized that I needed to work on that. And third, and here's a big one. I had to learn how to forgive not only those that had harmed me, but more importantly, I had to learn how to forgive me. I had to let go of feeling the blame for everything that had happened for me. I was carrying baggage that didn't belong to me. I wanted to do this all by myself. I thought, I can do this. I'm strong. Look at me. I just survived my suicide attempt. But the reality is, I wasn't strong enough. And I needed help. So in order to get out of the emergency room psych evaluation hold, I had to sign an agreement to go into outpatient therapy. 18 months. Oh, so long. But in reality, 18 months is nothing compared to what I had lived up until that point when I locked myself in a car. So I went into an 18-month program called DBT, or dialectical behavioral therapy. And believe me, when I walked in there, I was like, oh, mama don't belong here. But I did. And once I learned how to let go of that judgment and do the work, it became apparent to me that I had in front of me the most important opportunity that I was going to have in my life, where I was going to have an opportunity to learn the tools and the skills that I needed to be able to reflect, redirect, course correct, and take the next step. So as I did this, people started to notice a difference. They were like, Jen, how did you get to where you are from where you were, girl? You were a hot mess. And I was a hot mess. Not just because I was in that hot car, but because of everything that led to the hot car. So as I finished the program and I spoke at the graduation, it was determined that I needed to write a book. Now, I'd never written a book, but I love to write. So I did. And it's called Dare to Heal, Thriving with BPD. And I am an acronym junkie. So bear with me as we break this down. But before we go into those steps, I just want everybody to take a moment, take a deep breath, let it all out, and remember that there is no shame or blame in our past, just opportunities to learn how to live forward. And as we break down heal, each of us will have 4 more steps on how to live forward, how to embrace the opportunity to heal, how to take it on, and to take that next step. So first, the H. In order to get better, we have to first be willing to help ourselves. If we're not willing to help ourselves, then it doesn't really matter, does it? Have you ever sat back and thought, oh, I just wish this would all go away, but you weren't willing to put your feet to the pavement to get it done? You wanted someone else to do the work for you? Well, that's not going to happen, is it? No. So the be willing to help ourselves goes into the E, which is to engage in the process. So once you've made that decision and you've already decided, you know what, enough is enough. I'm tired of fighting because I keep on quitting. And this time I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to get the help that I need. And I'm going to do the work. How do we do the work? We engage ourselves in the process. That's the E. Then we walk into our A, and that is not a walk in, that is a through the mud in. The A is to arm ourselves with the tools and the knowledge that we need. And in order to arm ourselves with the tools and the knowledge that we need, we first must acknowledge that we need them. If what we're doing isn't working, but we keep on doing it, in the words of Einstein, the definition of insanity is, in fact, to do the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. If what you're doing isn't working, or the tools you have aren't doing the job, acknowledging that we need new ones is part of acquiring them. So no matter how good the tools are, if we're not using them, it doesn't matter. So it's kind of a loop. Be willing to help yourself, engage yourself in the process, arm yourself with the tools and the knowledge that you need, and engage yourself in the process again. Because every time you pick up one of those tools and you exercise using it, you're going to get better and better and better and stronger and stronger and stronger. I know this is true for me. Arming myself with the tools and knowledge that I needed, like I said, enabled my growth process to be able to reflect, redirect, course correct, and take the next step. So the L of heal is to live your best life. I know it sounds cliche, but really think about your day. Are you actually living, or are you just existing? Are you surviving? Are you muggling through the mundane? Or are you living? Are you turning the mundane into magic and common into charismatic? Are you living your best life? It's okay if you can't answer that question right now. We don't have to. This is a time to reflect. To reflect. It's the first step in Rise. Reflect. So through all of this, in writing my book, determining the acronym for HEAL in my life and sharing it with others, I learned what my purpose and my true calling is in this world. I am now known as the Fear to Focus Specialist. In the foreword of my book, I talk about everything that I was afraid of. Fear of failing, fear of succeeding, fear of falling in love and then losing someone, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. I was afraid of everything because everything leading up to that moment in my life had led me to believe that there was nothing to be revered and cherished, but everything was to be feared and avoided. Now, my purpose is to help others who have experienced similar painful life events or feel trapped in emotional overwhelm or bound by fear in any area of their lives. That's why I'm here with you. Throughout this conference, we will be and have been fed, edified, lifted, encouraged, and inspired by those who've gone before. And this is your time. This is your time to be fed, edified, lifted, encouraged, and inspired by you. How are you going to do that? How often do we look outside of ourselves for inspiration and motivation because we think that somebody else has all the answers? When in reality, the power to win has been in you all along. Learning to take my life from ashes to amazing didn't come overnight. It took time and it was a challenge. But I learned to rise from the ashes with 4 simple steps. I didn't say easy. I said simple. So go ahead and grab your paper and your pen. Hopefully it's already been at your side, and take a moment to reflect. Reflect on the moments in your life that have felt devastating, leveling, and painful. Just take a moment to reflect. Things don't happen to us, they happen for us. And as you think about your pain points, ask yourself these questions. Was it wasted pain? Or did I learn from the experience? I'll repeat each of them twice so that you have time to write them down. And remember, you'll have this on the replay. Was it wasted pain, or did I learn from the experience? What did I learn from being blank? You get to fill in the blank. I'm not going to do that for you, because your story is yours and mine is mine. Both valuable, both important, and they both matter. And the last question, am I stronger today because of blank? Am I stronger today because of blank? All right. Okay. I know this is a fast reflection, but fantastic job. You did it. Woohoo. And if you didn't finish the reflection, that's okay. There is still time for that. In fact, recently, I was challenged to reflect on my own challenges and my own painful, leveling life experiences that left me feeling shattered and broken. And that reflection brought forth a song, and it's actually called Mirror. As I reflected on my own life and all of the things that left me feeling shattered, I was able to determine this thing, this concept, this principle of understanding. And in my song, it says, a shattered girl in pieces now begins to see all the things God planned through every tragedy. The mirror on the dark wall shows a piece of me. I am not small, I am not weak, I am not shattered. My reflection shows God's perfect girl, a miracle. That's just a piece of it. And it's out there, it's available. You can download it and listen to it in full. But I just wanted to share that with you, because reflecting on my life and the pain that brought me to that hot car enabled me to understand that there was a purpose for the pain in my life. And that was to bring me here today to talk to you, to show you that you too can reflect and ignite in yourself your purpose. Now, you may not write a song, but you might. Maybe you'll write a poem. Maybe you'll write a book. Maybe you won't do any of that, but you'll just ignite in yourself a new understanding of the knowledge and the power and the greatness that God put in you and built for you from the ashes of your own painful experiences. And once that is ignited in you, you are on to the next step of rising from the ashes, which is to shine. Friends, when you know what you're made of, and that ignition and that light goes on inside of you, because you realize that through reflection, You are not small. You are not weak. You are not shattered. You are God's perfect miracle, built from the challenges given for you. Shine. Shine that light on those around you. Live your purpose. Fulfill your purpose. Dig deep, dive in, and rise up with the perfect progressive knowledge that you matter. Your story matters. Your perspective matters. And the light that you have inside you that was built by your experiences matter. Once we are shining that light out on the world because we have ignited it, and it is the burning fire of life within us. It is the reason we put our feet on the floor every single day. It is the moment we take a breath and thank God for another day to start over and pick up where we left off yesterday. And for the chance to discover how wonderful it is to have another day. When we are shining, we can live like there's no tomorrow, even when the day brings sorrow. Shine like the sun when the sky is gray, and live like there's no tomorrow. For yesterday is gone, tomorrow isn't promised, today is a gift we borrowed. So live like there's no tomorrow. The choice is ours. We get to choose to live. God gives us breath, and we get to choose what to do with it. So shine and elevate. Elevate your mood, elevate your words, elevate your energy, elevate the environment around you by resonating with the power of positivity in the choice that you made to stand up, to rise up, to stop saying, why me, as a victim, and start saying, show me, as the warrior. Friends, we are all warriors. We are here to rise from the ashes. We are here to rise from the ashes to amazing. And I am here to help you get there. This life is not meant to be done alone. God established that in the very beginning by placing Adam and Eve together in the Garden of Eden. As we have participated and will continue to participate in this incredible summit, we will hear over and over and over again about the power of belief, the power of faith, and the power in taking the next right step. As we conclude this time together tonight, I encourage each and every one of us every single day to abandon the victim mindset that might sneak up with the why me or the I can't, and rise up as warriors, the warriors that we are. Upgrade our mindset with I can and show me. Friends, be of good cheer. Believe in yourself. Be the warrior in the ashes as you reflect, ignite, shine, elevate, and rise to amazing. It is your time. It is our time. We didn't sign up to be dream builders if we didn't intend to dream and go for it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jennifer Gerald. I am your Living Forward guru, your Fear to Focus specialist, and the warrior that rose from ashes to amazing. And my purpose is to be and lift each and every one of you, to be with you and to lift you and to rise with you. This is your time to shine. Create your best day so you can live your best life. Your future self is counting on you.